Welcome into Tommy Bites Homestead. Listen, we might have to change up how we shop. When I say we, I really mean me. Everybody's going to do what they're going to do. But these prices out here are about to be insane. So, like I said, continue to stock up. Make sure you're adding medications to it. Over the counter and non-over the counter. First aid things, create your kit yourself, or you can get one that's already made for you. I'm trying to see where they have them at. Okay, here we go. So if you get the one that they have, it's 16, 18, a smaller one is 10, and then you can just get the different size bandages that go with it. Don't forget antibiotics, etc. Things for muscle sprain. So we are in Walmart. We're gonna check out some prices. I only came in here for one thing, y'all. It's really hard for me this week. It's really hard for me this week. I don't even have a budget. That's how bad it is after paying some bills. Okay, so they have these navel oranges here. Pretty decent sized bag. Was $9.96, rolled back to $8.94. I know I'm not the only one that's going to be struggling with these grocery prices and staying stocked up, or even just getting stocked up. And I feel for those who are just getting stocked up. They have to get a lot of stuff. I don't have a lot of stuff to get, so I get a little bit here and there. But this week, your girl is strapped, okay? I'm not ashamed to say times is hard right now. We got a son coming out of school. You know, husband just went back to work. And honestly, it's not even going to matter that there is a 90-day hold on tariffs right now. Well, they dropped it down to 10%. It's a 90-day hold on reciprocal tariffs. So that is a plus indeed. But China still has a tariff on them. And not only do they still have a tariff on them, their tariff went up to 125%. Oh my gosh. We are going to be struggling out here, you guys. So don't let them fool you by saying, oh, there's a pause on the tariffs. There's still a tariff going on. Countries are still negotiating, but China's not even at the table. So let's look at some of the vegetables, because some of them don't even look good. They look wilted as I don't know what. What is this? Arugula or something? Okay, these are turnips, y'all. They do not. They pretty and bright green, but they just look kind of wilted as well. Look at these over here. What is this? What are they serving? What are they selling? So cabbage in here is 96 cents. I just left out of Aldi. Aldi cabbage is 84 cents if anybody is interested in shopping at Aldi. Or if you want it from here, get it from here. You got $1.97 for a head of broccoli. $0.92 for one bell pepper. And they're not the biggest bell peppers. They're not the biggest bell peppers. Not the best looking bell peppers. Onions in here are $1.28 a pound. Tomatoes are $1.97 a pound. And this reminds me of the video that I just showed y'all with the food and how bright it is in here. It's extremely bright. The camera's not even doing it justice at how bright it is. Bananas are 54 cents in here. Let me correct myself. That's a pound. 54 cents a pound. Okay, we got the meat department over here. The grass-fed beef is $21.47, but you get 3 of these 1 pound. I guess this is 1 pound. Yeah, 1 pound. You got this ground beef over here. 36 ounces, 2.25 pounds for $11.94. The 10-pound tube is still $34.44, so at least it hasn't gone up, but it's still high. And you know it's bad when back in the day my mom used to buy neck bones, and she could feed us for at least a couple of days because it'd be so many and it'd be so meaty. But these neck bones here, they barely have any meat on them, and they're $11.74. And I'm not that person. I would never still take anything that I did not pay for. I would never ever do that. But what's going to happen is these prices are going to get so high that is what's going to happen. The theft is going to rise again like it did a few years ago, and then stores started shutting down because of theft. So you still can get pasta in here for 98 cents, and that's what I'm about to get. I do have pasta at home, but because I'm about to cook a box of it, I'm gonna go ahead and get a box while I'm in here. I'm gonna make an old school meal my mom used to make all the time. I've made it before on my channel with the stewed chicken and the noodles. That is what I'm about to make either today or tomorrow. I mean, it's cold, so it'll be good. It's good in cold weather. So you can get a 2-pound box for $1.92. I'm just gonna get a 1-pound box. See the difference? 1 pound. Where's the 2 pound? 2 pound. That's the difference. So we're gonna get this. This makes a full pot. I'm just gonna throw some chicken legs in there, and the other chicken legs I'm gonna fry. And that's gonna be a meal that will last at least 2 days. 2 days. I'm gonna have to start getting and going back to those days of the simple things that I would eat, that I could eat off of for days at a time. Not have to cook every day for one who wants to be cooking when it gets hot anyway. But yeah, those are the things we have to do. So they have Nor sides in here. These Nor sides are $1, so they're rolled back. Honestly, this is what they were costing. They probably were costing around 80-something cents, but they're $1 now. They were over $1. Now these up here, the marinara ones, they are $1.28, but still, these are great to throw on your shelf stable food, especially with the weather being what it is nowadays. And then you got Hamburger Helper over here. You just got to be careful of all the sodium that these things be having in them. 470 milligrams. You probably could make it yourself and cut some potatoes up and do it. And over here you got your canned chili, other meats in cans, your spam. The spam in here is $3.94. That's the light, $3.94. Generic brand, of course, is cheaper at $2. Then you have your Vienna sausages for 98 cents. Aldi has these for no, Dollar Store has these. Dollar Tree store has these for 89 cents. If you eat those, I don't eat those. And then they got canned tuna in here. You get like a 4-pack for $8, and then an individual for around $3.28, $2.98, depending on the brand you get. Pasta sauces over here, they're running around the same $3 and $4. You can definitely find some for $2. You got marinara here for $2.48, but you can get spaghetti sauce. Also, the small ones for $1.86. The one next up, the size I get, typically is $2.24. So for that macaroni and chicken that I was talking about, I usually get dumplings with that. I just get, you know, this kind right here. I don't make my own, but this is $2.37, so that's why I'm gonna get the one that's 98 cents. Okay, we have our ramen noodles. So ramen noodles in here are I think that says $3.58, so they're, or $68. That's around the same price it is in Aldi, so it's no difference there. And it's the same amount, $12. I think they're about to put something different over here. That's why it's empty. I think a lot of people also forget to buy the powdered milk. This is shelf stable, so you know your power go out, you have children in the house, or you need milk, you drink milk, and you want milk, your milk goes bad. This does not go bad. This powdered milk right here, different brands. I'll show you some more on a different aisle. Okay, so over here we have your dry beans, you have your rice. These make great meals. Black-eyed peas, you have your green split peas here, you have your lentils that you can replace for meat if you can't afford meat. Just a whole lot of beans, pintos. And then with the rice, they even have rice in here. This 1 pound bag for 92 cents, you guys. And then they have this one for $1.77, the 2 pound bag. So you definitely still can find really good discounts at Walmart. It just takes some looking around and just being patient with it. So you have your different sugars over here. They have moved stuff around in the store. I'm in a store in Lenore, North Carolina. I haven't been in here in months, probably since last year. But anyway, there's sugar in here, $3.14 for a 4 pound bag of sugar. And I think it's $8 and something for a 10 pound bag of sugar. Their flour down here. This is a great item to buy if you're thinking about like recession time, Great Depression time. Having flour, being able to bake always is a blessing to be able to do. If you have nothing else, you can bake some bread. Make sure that you're buying your yeast, whether it's active or fast, your baking powder, your cornstarch, baking soda, and then down here, and here are your subs if you don't do that kind of flour. Here are your subs right here, and then over here your different fats and oils, your ghee, your coconut butter, and then your other cooking oils that they really say is not good for us. But anyway, this vegetable oil over here is $9.12. The one above it is $3.97, and that is 1 quart, I believe. So here's the other aisle with the milk. You have the milk in the can, carnation, evaporated milk. You got the sweet condensed milk, and then you have these milks right here that are liquid that you can use, and then these up here that are powdered that you can use. So now we are on the bread aisle. If you don't want to bake your own bread, and I see some gaps here with their brand, the generic version, which is $1. It should be $1.48, $1.42 for their bread. But if you don't want to bake bread, don't care to learn how to bake bread, buy you some bread, throw it in the freezer. It freezes just as well. So you got canned vegetables in here, all the way from collard greens to green beans to corn to $5.27. You get a 4-pack for $5.27, or you get the individual ones for $1.48. So I guess they're moving things around over here as well. And this store is set up totally different. This is like a wine section over here. And then over here they have like a display that they're working on now. So they're definitely getting an overhaul in this store right here. This is the whole alcohol, beer, wine, etc. section. It's a huge section for alcohol, right? Let's see what the butter prices are in here. Kerrygold at $4.64. Blue Bonnet over here is at $1.28. Sour cream at $3.34 for the Daisy, and then the generic is $2.14. Got milk in here, $3.17 for their brand of gallon milk, and then that's a different brand, and that's what, 2%. And then the pet milk is $4.48. These are all the eggs that they have here. I don't see a price for the 60 count, but I'm thinking that this is the price here. Yeah, that's the price for the 60 count. And then you get 18 for $8.22. I don't see the price for the dozen eggs anywhere. I hate when they do that. These over here are different, but they're $4.87 for a dozen. So this store has a lot of things they are getting together, displays, etc. I'm walking over to the medication department because in that medication department, we need to see how it looks, because although there is a 90-day pretty much reprieve, well, 10%, dropped it down to 10% tariffs, right? Trump also announced that in the next coming weeks, there is going to be a pharmaceutical tariff. Yes, I said it, pharmaceutical. Now we're attacking the medicine.